Registered Science Technician RSciTech Award is an award in its own right. This is mainly for people who work in labs on a day-to-day basis, probably on the grades 1, 2, and 3, but the sort of lower end of the scale. But they do an absolutely vital job. If you didn't do those jobs, nothing would work. If the media is not prepared properly, if the autoclaving is not done properly, the glass isn't clean to the scientific standard, no results are possible. So it's an absolutely essential job. And the Science Council have recognised this, so you can be awarded the RSciTech. It's mainly for trainees and apprentices who hope to build up, so they'll use it as a stepping stone to go on to a registered scientist later in their career, and also possibly even to a chartered scientist level. The other group it uses is people who just enjoy working in labs, and they just enjoy their role. They don't really want any supervisory responsibility, and they just enjoy working as part of a team. So they are probably more content to stay with RSciTech. Candidates typically applying for this award educates up to QCF level 3, which is basically O A levels or ONC, but it's the qualifications don't actually matter. If you're working and you've got these competencies, you can become an RSciTech without the academic qualifications. This award is essential because the people who do it aren't really recognised, and they aren't visible to most people. And it's an essential job, as I've said, if these roles aren't done, everything grinds to a halt. So it is really a great idea that for you to do this. And if you're happy and content with it, and stay with it. If not, you can use it as a springboard to go on to the next level. So now we're going to talk about the RSciTech competencies. There are 5 sections to this, so we'll go through them one at a time. The first one is the application and knowledge of understanding. So for this, it's the hardest one of all to do, because you have to write down what you do and how you apply your knowledge to do it. And you believe me, there's more to it than you think. There's a lot of dangers, there's a lot of health and safety, there's a lot of getting things exactly right. So, it's a big thinking job, but it's well worth and rewarding, because you'll be quite amazed by the complexity of your job. So you've got to remember, doing it day in, day out, you'll make it seem easy, but it's not. And as we said before, it's just an essential role. Nothing will get done if these roles aren't fulfilled. So you have to know how to apply your knowledge, and you have to know how to interpret and evaluate your data. This would mean you interpret and evaluate data, which may mean following a protocol, following guidelines, making sure all health and safety is looked at, and reporting anything that you're not sure about. Once you've done this, you're really at the top of the hill, and the rest of it, like going down the other side. This bit does take a lot of energy and a lot of soul searching. As a profession, we're always modest and we don't really blow our trumpets. So this is one time you've got to. So it can be a bit challenging, but there is help available if you need it. So if we go on to section B, which is the professional responsibility, this would mean you work with minimal supervision. There's not someone hanging around your neck all the time, and you manage and apply safe working practice. So you're looking after your safety, the safety of others, and anything you're not sure about, you would report. Because, you know, this involves, and can involve centrifuges, in autoclaving, hot liquids. So, you know, it says, again, it sounds in your day-to-day job, well, we just do it, but it is more than you think, so write it down. We then go on to interpersonal skills. People don't really think about this, but everyone in labs had to have good interpersonal skills. You would have to demonstrate effective communication and behavioural skills. You know, you wouldn't crash your glassware or your petri dishes or whatever you're holding into someone's arms. You give it to them, and hopefully you'd be thanked. And that's what you'd expect, and at the least you'd expect and definitely deserve. And you'll be able to work effectively with others in a team or as a group. So, you know, this now gets much easier because it's far more structured. Section D is a bit confusing because it's about professional practice. Professional practice recognises problems and applies appropriate scientific methods. Now that sounds really complicated, but I'll keep going back to autoclave, but if the autoclave's not heating up, the fuse might have gone. You know, it really, it's as simple as that, you know, or if something's wrong and you would know what it is, and if not, you would ask for help. And you would always be participating in continuous performance improvement. So if you find a certain technique doesn't work, but you found a better one, you will suggest to your colleagues, we tried to do this. And you will all do that, even though you're not aware of it. Everyone's got their own unique way to work and do their tasks. And finally, there's the professionalism. This is maintain and enhance competencies within a structured environment. This would mean you're able to feel confident of what you do, and hopefully you'd be learning on the job, and people would explain to you what's happening.